Please welcome my friend John Decker.
Well, I'm definitely going to stand out here, because if I stand on stage, I don't think you'll see my face, so I need to stand a little bit lower down to the ground. First off, thank you. It is great to be here. And what's wonderful about this is a true Republican rally. Look around. Everyone look around at your neighbors who's here. This isn't a state convention where you're required to be there to be a delegate. This isn't an RTC meeting where you have to just show up at a set time. We are all here because we believe that we need to come together. We cannot be divided. So Mitch, really, thank you very much for putting this together. You deserve this. It's a job well done. And Mitch and everyone is absolutely right. We cannot allow ourselves to become divided. It's too important when you look at this race on both the statewide and federal elections. If we become divided, we're going to lose. And we become divided over small things. We can't put things aside. The Democrats never do that. When their election's over, they are together. We need to do the exact same thing. You know, I moved into the state 16 years ago, and my wife and I, when we came up here, we were excited to come here. And given the current business and political environment, I would like to think we would do the exact same thing and make the same decision, but it's getting tougher every day in this state. You know, what is going on in the state from the politics and the business climate is getting tougher. If you ask any candidate that is here, they are talking to businesses every day, and they're getting frustrated. I talked to 2 businesses alone in West Hartford. One a framing shop, another one that's been a 3-generation business. They're both thinking of shutting down at the end of the year because it just doesn't make sense to run anymore. We've got to stop that. We now have an administration that is taking our own personal taxes and rewarding businesses and bribing them to stay here. Why not just make Connecticut more business and professional friendly for them to stay here? We have to provide an economic climate from day one where businesses will be attracted here and not just stay here because they'll get a specific handout from the current governor in this administration. We can do this in this state. Unfortunately, even on the national level, it's a lot worse. It's very, very similar, but it's a lot worse on the national level. I've said this a couple times, but since 2008, look what has happened in the last several years. We have had a government, our government has spent relentlessly trying to replicate the failed Keynesian economic models. We spent trillions and trillions of dollars, yet have the worst economic recovery in history. Our personal and religious freedoms continually are cast aside. We had a Supreme Court that upheld Obamacare as a tax, when we were told over and over it wasn't. It'll be the largest tax in history. We have regulations after regulations that are hindering economic growth and preventing confidence in businesses. Just last week, there was a business survey that came out. Small businesses, only 5% of small businesses said they plan to hire in the next year. We are not going to decrease our unemployment rate at that rate. We have to do better. We have a fiscal cliff in just a few short months, and all its uncertainties right now, further slowing down economic growth. And last quarter, our economic growth rate of 1.5% was celebrated because it was better than expected at 1.3%. Why are we celebrating a 1.5% economic growth rate? We will not get out of our debt. We will not create new jobs. Our economy will not grow if we sell for a 1.5% economic growth rate. In the next 80 days, we will know a lot about the direction of our country. It is an inflection point for our country. And if we elect individuals like Barack Obama, John Larson, Joe Courtney, Jim Hines, let's go through the whole list, Rosa DeLauro, and who else am I forgetting? Chris Murphy. We will forever be doomed. The next thing I've been talking about, and you will not hear in the media, we all have to think about, is in the next presidential cycle, the next 4 years, 3 more Supreme Court justices will turn 80. If Barack Obama gets appointed 3 more Supreme Court justices in the next 4 years, he will have appointed 5 Supreme Court justices with the most radical liberal ideology and will never get over it. That is precedent setting for generations. We can't do that. What we need to do is we have to get active. We have to get involved. We have to be proud of who we are. We shouldn't be ashamed to say we're Republicans. Why is it when I go out and someone says, "How are you registered?" and people whisper, "I'm a Republican"? We can't do that. The facts are on our side. Listen, look what's happened. We have unemployment rate at 8.3%. It's going up. We have a debt of $16 trillion. Obamacare steals $716 billion from Medicare. And yet people don't know that. We have the facts on our side. We need to articulate that. And what we have to do is everyone here knows it, because that's why you're here today, is we have to get everyone else motivated. The people are here, the people that we need to support us, and you are. By being here, by contributing, by signing up for volunteering, for taking lawn signs, but it's your neighbors, it's your friends, it's the independents, Democrats. You need to tell them that we have great candidates. I'm biased, I know that, but we do. We have 5 great congressional candidates. Myself, Steve, Wayne, Andrew, and Paul. We're out there. And we've got Linda, who's going to be all over the state and doing all she can to get out the vote. And here in our own state, we've got great young emerging candidates. Malvy Linden here, Hector spoke earlier. I saw Rico and all that, Barbara, everyone else that is here. We can do this, guys, but we have to come together. And that, Mitch, is why you deserve all the applause, all the credit for getting us here, bringing us together, and I want to thank you all very much.
Absolutely, so much. Hey, big round of applause, please. Come on, you can make more noise.